1 month on from Microsoft launching Copilot for small to medium-sized businesses, we thought we'd just go through some sort of overview, look at it. It's been quite an interesting journey for us to just look at it. What I would say about it, first off, is it's definitely in the early adopter stage. It's effectively ChatGPT that's been integrated into Microsoft 365. And typically with Microsoft products, they do like to get things out there and people using them to then work on them and create better versions of them. If you're an occasional user of certain Microsoft apps like Microsoft PowerPoint, I think that's where Copilot's going to be really powerful. If you're expecting the magic bullet of, logging into PowerPoint and asking it to pull all your company logos and your company templates and then create a PowerPoint presentation, then it's not quite there yet. At this moment in time, it's good. But it won't take specific instructions, but it will create you quite a nice little set of slides. So I'm just going to open up the Copilot icon here, and what it does, it just says, ask me a question. It gives you some prompts, and I think that's the one thing with anything to do with AI and machine learning, you're going to have to get good at your prompts. So I've just created a prompt to say, create me a short presentation on Alto, our business, and why they're a good choice to support your business with 15 or more employees. This should include IT support and cybersecurity. Pretty basic, but we'll send that into the chat and see what happens. So you can see straight away, I asked for a short presentation. It's quickly created 5 slides for my presentation. So it's just given us some other options, why Alto is a good choice for your business, cybersecurity solutions, and obviously you can adjust it from there, our IT services, and your trusted technology partner. You can keep on prompting it to rechange and update these things. So that's something that's pretty simple, but if you haven't ever created a PowerPoint presentation before, it gives you a great place to start. And I think that's where anything in Copilot is going to help anybody. It's going to assist creativity rather than be the creativity. One of the things that I really like about Copilot versus things like ChatGPT is it's keeping the information within your business ecosystem. And that's a really good thing to note. If you're putting, say, sensitive data out there, that's it. It's in the ChatGPT database or machine learning forever. Whereas if you're using Copilot, there's actually sort of, I guess, a wall between your company information and it being out there forever. So just be careful, I think, when you're using data out with the Copilot environment. Within Microsoft 365, if you use the Edge browser, you'll find the Copilot logo at the top right, and you can immediately launch in there and start using it. The benefit for that is you've got the option to switch between work and web. Web will obviously use the sort of ChatGPT version of Copilot, and it will be, the information that you're searching will be on the web in the public domain. Whereas within work, it will basically keep you within the work environment. And you can ask it anything. When is my next meeting? Immediately it tells you work content and chats cannot be seen outside the organization. And that's a really important point to note as well. Any security policies that your managed service provider or your IT team that have created in Microsoft 365 are actually translated into the Copilot system as well. So using Copilot, and if you have various compliance measures in place, they'll be translated and reinforced within the Copilot environment in your work environment as well. So I've got here my next meeting. It's quite a nice and easy one to speak about. I've got my focus time from 11 o'clock till 12:30. I can then start to look for other things. I could ask for, let's work on something in my focus time. It's just giving me some prompts. As I say again, it's really good. It's really handy just to give you some prompts to assist your creativity or assist you getting started on something. So using the Copilot app within your web browser is fine. If you're unsure about using it that way, you can actually use it through Teams. It's effectively the same thing, but then it kind of gives you that little bit of reassurance that you're within your work environment. So I'm just going to open up the Teams app. You just basically look for your apps list, and I've got it as a shortcut for Copilot. It just gives me the same idea. And there's lots of like little prompts there, so it can help, like what's new, what's latest from such and such people in my organization. If I've been speaking with one of the team, I can put their name in and then just reference, what's happening, what do we need to catch up on. You can just create the prompt by clicking on it, and then you need to start and type a person. So obviously one of my team, David, who has been working with us on this. So I can just say what's the latest with David, and I'm sure he won't mind me. So what that's doing there is it's just summarising some things like certain emails that have been sent to me. There's actually some information there about Teams activity as well. It's very handy for summarising things that have happened in Teams. If you drive a lot of your information in your business around Teams, then it'll help you. But it does pull information from Outlook, from your OneDrive and your SharePoint as well. So I kind of see it more like a sort of enhanced search engine for your business, and you can quiz the search engine in plain English rather than actually having to think of search terms to find information. So it's definitely enhancing search. There are some good little nuggets of things that are happening within Copilot. Where I found it handy, like I said before, is pulling together information for a meeting. So if I've got a meeting on a job interview, for instance, I can just pull together a job interview questions template and ask it to do that. What I've done is I've asked Copilot to find me some information. I know that one of the team has started to create a document for a job interview next week, and we want to ask this candidate questions. So it's gone away, it's gone and said I've found a document, and it's referenced the document, and you can open the document up. It can open up in Microsoft Word, and then from there, you can then use Copilot to then help you construct the questions or finesse the questions. My feelings on using Word for these sorts of things, I can type up the questions quite easily myself. So it would be more so if you maybe haven't ever created questions, so you can start to ask it, like give me a question based on this scenario or that scenario, and it'll do it for you. You can also search your work, and you can search the web. If I was to be asked, what's the one thing, what's the thing that's really helped you since installing Copilot on your system? And I would say it's probably the summarization and the composing of emails. So when you're in Outlook, and in Outlook on your mobile phone, you have the Copilot prompt, and it's fantastic for that. So I'm using the Microsoft Outlook app here. I've received an email from a potential supplier, and I'm just going to go and ask it straight away. It's showing me in the reading, give me a summary of this email. And it'll just scan the email and give you a summary. So you might have a massive email from somebody. If you've got a proposal within an email, it will actually scan the proposal and you don't have to open it. So the proposal could be in PDF, and it'll just summarize the points of it. So it'll just create a summary of what this email is about. So this is one about a game-changing bit of software for us as managed service providers. It's just given the cost range and a video link and to it. So it's pretty straightforward, and yeah, I would say I really like the ability to summarize emails, but also if you wanted to compose an email back, to save you actually doing that, you can just click on the draft with Copilot option. Bottom left of here, you've got your options. So your generation options, you can be totally direct, neutral, casual, or formal. I quite like casual. And you can say short, medium, or long. Make it a poem. Don't think I would risk that one in a business email, but you can do it that way. And we'll just click on generate, and then that'll just go and generate an email for me. There you go. Very quick response, quite nice, and there's a little bit more substance to it than maybe a short email. And if you've got a lot of emails to deal with in one day, I think that this function is gonna help people a lot. I think as it gets later in the development of this, then it's going to be able to integrate the apps. You might use Microsoft Bookings, and if you use Microsoft Bookings, then somebody could actually look at predetermined times on your calendar that you're available to schedule a meeting. So there's lots of handy little things like that. If you don't want Copilot to generate an email from scratch, you can actually use coaching with Copilot. So if I just click on the coaching with Copilot, it'll go and read the email that I'm about to send and then give me an idea of whether that's something that could be changed or added. And then it's just telling me here that this email sounds friendly and respectful. It could be a bit more enthusiastic, and it gives you some suggestions. Finally, I think one of the things that we spoke about in the excitement around using Copilot for Microsoft 365 was actually the Teams integration in terms of like meetings, team meetings. And I've actually created a meeting between two email accounts that I have just to test it out, because I thought that would be a lot easier and a lot shorter. It was quite complicated having a conversation with myself, but I managed. And what you can see here, I've got on the screen, is just a test meeting that I've created. And it has literally recorded all the transcripts between me and my alter me. And I've just created a scenario where it's asking for an IT support quote. And what you can do is you can click on the Copilot link in there, and then you can just say, what's going on here? So recap the meeting. And it's just done that for us. So it's just telling us that the key topics in the meeting were quote for IT and cybersecurity support, there's monitor specifications in there, a 4K monitor that somebody wants, and agreed to send a quote as well. Very simple, very straightforward, but this can record and summarize any transcript from any meeting. One thing that you have to make sure of as a Microsoft 365 business user is that transcription is not enabled by default within Teams. So you do need a level of expertise to know how to change that policy. You may be a super user for Teams or a power user, so you might be able to do that, but you might have to engage with your managed services provider or your IT department. You also have to record the Teams meeting, because that's where Copilot gets its information from. It processes the video, it pulls the subtitles from it, and then summarizes the meeting. What I would say is it's at the early adopter stage. There's some fantastic opportunities here for people to save time or be more creative or assist their creativity. And I think for me, it can be done within a secure environment. And that's the thing that's really key for us, is that security is paramount for keeping your business safe, not getting hacked, not leaking company data to various free online services. And if you've got a good Microsoft secure 365 tenant or a Microsoft 365 system that's secure and all the security policies are in place, those security policies merely move over into the Copilot element of your system if you buy Microsoft 365 Copilot. I think what we have to know about Copilot for Microsoft 365 is it isn't a system that will actually do things for you. It's what we would call an AI language model. It's going to look at everything within the Microsoft Office 365 ecosystem, and it can pull information out. But what it can't do is actually, for instance, create a task in Outlook or Microsoft To Do. I do think though that as AI develops, things like getting AI to do tasks or create tasks, actually interact physically with your applications, will happen. If you're a ChatGPT expert or regular user, you might find the experience a little underwhelming, but it's definitely allowing a lot more people that gateway into using artificial intelligence and machine learning for their business.